Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hot Glue and Bobby Pins, a podcast by cosplayers for cosplayers and anyone who would like an inside look at the lives of people who make costumes, attend conventions, and post about it on the internet. We invite you to come along and experience it with us. Welcome back to Hot Glue and Bobby Pins. I'm April.
And I'm Sophie.
And today we have a really interesting episode for you. Last time we covered guesting at conventions. So I kind of figured that we should explore the other side of the coin, if you will.
Yeah, I feel like most of our listeners probably are generally convention attendees. And I definitely am excited to talk about our experience with that and our feels.
Yep. I know a lot of people ask like a lot of, I guess, basic questions like how do you get into attending conventions or like what's it like going to a convention? So I figured it'd be a good topic to explore today.
Yeah, it's amazing to me how many people are still first-time convention goers. So
there's more people every time. It's exciting that it's just growing so much. It's crazy.
So hopefully we have some interesting info that will like help you guys out if you're getting started going to shows.
Yeah. All right. So let's get started by kind of talking about what a convention actually is, like the basic idea of what a convention is. Like it's kind of I want to say it's like a big flea market for nerds, I guess.
Nerdy flea market.
Kind of. I mean, it's more than that, but like, I don't know.
It is like a market, though. It's like stalls with different interesting stuff and like businesses showcasing themselves.
Yeah.
I guess that's a great way to explain it to normies.
The muggles.
The muggles.
JK. But it's kind of like a big gathering of people who all have a common interest in one area, like a big convention center. Usually they take up the surrounding hotels, and they have a big dealer hall with a lot of vendors, from comic book artists to comic book sellers to video games to big companies. Anyone who thinks that the audience would enjoy their product.
Lots of activities like panels and contests.
Yeah, so it's a lot more than just going into a flea market. Like some conventions I say are a little bit more flea market-y than others.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of them that have expanded to include content for people who just don't want to shop maybe, which is really exciting. And they also have like celebrity guests that will come and sometimes they'll do panels, sometimes they'll do special events, things like that.
Yeah, and they vary in size like wildly. So, like, I've been to some conventions where there was, like, 30 people, and there's others where there's, like, 70, 80,000. So there's literally something for everyone.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of different kinds of conventions within the, I don't know if I should say nerd realm, but, like, the realm that we are in with our cosplay stuff.
Yeah.
So comic conventions like Comic-Con are definitely the most prevalent, I guess. Like, a lot of people that aren't familiar when they ask me about conventions to say, oh, have you been to Comic-Con? And I'm just like, well, I've been to a bunch. I'm like, oh, no, I mean the one in California, like San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the most widely known one. But we have comic conventions, there are anime conventions, gaming conventions, horror conventions, and basically anything you can think of.
There's a lot of dedicated conventions I've noticed lately. Like there's the My Hero convention, like dedicated to very specific fandoms, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And they also all vary in like size and there's also a lot of like conventions that have kind of evolved into like all cons. So like Planet Comic-Con, obviously it's like a Comic-Con, but now like they always have like the RWBY cast there and the My Hero cast is coming in. They have something for everyone from all those genres, including like horror and like niche things. So I would consider those all cons.
Yeah, and there's also I heard of one called Cosplay Con as well.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that's an up and coming sort of convention genre. Yeah. I don't really know much about it, but
they tried that 5 years ago in Colorado. I don't know how that went. Like it was like an industry convention for cosplayers. But I feel like now the industry is more primed for something like that.
Yeah. So let's talk about the differences between guesting at a con versus attending for fun.
Yeah, well, attending for fun, your time's your own. You can just sleep in until noon and slowly get into your costume. And when you're done wearing it, you're just like, I'm done.
Yep. You have no obligations unless you obviously take on obligations. You just go do the thing and then leave, basically.
Yeah.
With guesting, you are working for somebody, so you're basically on their schedule.
Yeah. Whereas you just get to build your own, or you can do nothing and just wander if you're going for fun.
Yeah. You don't even have to wear a costume.
Yeah.
You just go look at stuff.
Your muggle clothes and just shop.
Yeah, a lot of people, they'll ask me like, oh, do I need to wear a costume if I go to a convention? And you absolutely do not.
Nope.
You can wear whatever you want as long as it's, within the convention rules. But yeah, you can wear whatever you want. Okay, so what first drew you to the convention scene in the first place?
So like, I talked a little bit about this in the last podcast about how I got into cosplay, but basically just, I didn't really know we had any conventions near us. A friend of mine invited me to a convention, but I was interested in it because I had seen San Diego Comic-Con on TV on G4, Attack of the Show, and it just looked like that energy and wildness. I was just like, I really want to be a part of that. It is interesting how a lot of people's perception of conventions started with San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Like, that was my first idea of what a convention was.
Yeah, it was the biggest one for a while.
Yeah.
I would say.
What was your first? Like, what drew you?
So what first drew me, I guess, was showing off my costume, I guess.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to go anyway. Like, Casey and I we would talk about going just because we wanted to see what it was and stuff. And it covered a lot of things we were interested in. But I guess, I don't know. It was mostly the costumes. But when I got there, I got it in my head, I guess, that I needed to go to every single convention around me.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, well, I gotta like spread myself around. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. And especially because I had just started my page and I'm just like, oh, I need to go to all these conventions and like make sure everybody, like I can meet as many people as possible and stuff. Like I think meeting people was probably a big draw for me.
Being a part of that community, like it's just wildly addictive.
Yeah. Yeah. For that first year, I was just like, all right, how many cons are within like driving distance from me right here where I am? So it was really interesting. And it cooled down a little bit though. After I went to like 20, like little, not 20, but like a bunch of little teeny tiny ones, I was just like, okay, I think I need a break for a little while.
People burn out.
Oh my gosh. Like, yeah.
I think that's what always, whenever I am like, have somebody come and talk to me at a convention, they tell me that's their first show. The first thing I always say is, oh, that's it for you. Like, you're going to be addicted because that initial rush of like, this is so cool is strong. It's powerful.
Yeah. It's really crazy. Like the moment that you arrive in like your first time, it's just like a weird dopamine rush, I guess. I don't know. You're just like overwhelmed.
I can't think of any other place like on the planet where you get that same experience. It's just such a unique environment.
Taylor Swift concert.
That's a whole new level, man. That is something special at its own.
Oh my gosh. I was going to say that was a great time. All right. So let's see. How many conventions do you usually go to per year? I feel like that's a really commonly asked question that people always ask us. And it's kind of hard to answer.
Yeah. Like in terms of like going for fun, that's something that I fell off of. I used to go to A-Kon every year. That was the one show I would go to, and then I like injected some others into that. But since I've been like doing this on the guesting circuit, I don't really go to them as much for fun, which this year I'm trying to change because I miss that. I miss that experience. So last year C2 was my only one. This year I'm going to do Yeti. I would really like to do like BlizzCon or TwitchCon. So I want to start adding at least 2 like super for fun conventions into my like year.
Yeah. So I think I'm the opposite. I went to C2E2. I was supposed to go to Emerald City, but it got postponed. And then what else do I have? YetiCon and DragonCon. Yay. So I had 4 leisure cons planned for the year, and I've got Planet Comic Con for guesting. That's it.
I'm probably going to go to Dragon with you.
Yes, please. Let's do it.
I'm doing Planet with you. I'm doing the GalaxyCon shows, and then I'm doing Tokyo and Tulsa, and that's all I have. This year I have more time to like just I'm going to DragonCon. Plus, it's birthday weekend. You celebrate your
my birthday.
Yeah, April Palooza.
It's going to be fun. But so how do you choose which conventions you're going to attend for fun?
I don't really know. I mean, it's kind of like word of mouth, I guess. Like C2E2 was kind of just like, you were like, you should go with me. And I was like, okay. And like Yeti was the same. Like, I always say Termina cosplay. She mentioned Yeti to me and I was like, yes, I really want to go to that. And it's very much like that. Like friends who are going will be like, hey, I'm going to this convention. I'll be like, cool, me too.
Yeah.
I'm in.
basically same for me. I think C2E2 was, well, I used to live in Michigan, and C2E2 was kind of the center point, I guess, for my friend group. And so I would just drive down there. And since moving to Kansas, it's a lot farther away, but I still go.
Yeah, it's worth it.
It's a lot of fun, yeah. But so how do you choose which costumes you're going to bring? Like, is it different from choosing guesting costumes?
I feel like there's like less pressure because like with guesting, you like want to make sure that you're like showcasing some of your best, your newest work.
Yeah.
Whereas like if we're just attending, like it doesn't matter if I'm just in like something that I put together for fun or like something I purchased. Like there's not that like added pressure. So it's just far easier. Like usually my choosing process is literally like 2 days before. I'm like, oh, I should pick some cosplays.
Oh,
like,
no.
What is it? What about yours?
So I guess, I don't know. I feel like I've been adjusting lately. I always kind of felt this pressure to bring a new costume to every con. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I've kind of decided this year that I want to try bringing kind of well-known costumes instead of trying to push like 3 new costumes for a weekend. Because I also feel like people, like, it's easier for them to recognize you if you're in a costume that they know.
Yeah.
And I found that I had more people recognizing me this past weekend at C2E2 than I would have if I don't know, just put out a brand new costume that I didn't really post very much about.
Yeah, that they're not used to seeing you in.
Yeah. I don't know. There's no wrong way to do it, but I'm just kind of playing around with different things to do and see how it works.
Yeah, you got to find what works best for you. You know, it depends on what your goals are at the show, even if you're there for fun. Like, everybody likes people recognizing them and being like, hey, cool, it's April Gloria, you know?
Yeah, and at C2E2, there was a big Critical Role presence because the cast was there. So I literally did Critical Role cosplay all weekend.
That's the best.
It was really fun. And I didn't, because a lot of times I would feel pressured to bring like a variety. Like I'll bring one bodysuit, one armor, and one like whatever else.
Yeah.
But this time I'm just like, I'm going to wear what I want. I'm going to wear what I think I would like to wear and what people would like to see. When I guest, I like to wear things that I have handmade myself, at least Friday and Saturday. So that can be a little bit more difficult because a lot of the things that I hand make are kind of hard to wear and they're uncomfortable. It's hard to like go to the bathroom in them and stuff. So I can either alter them so I can go, or I'll just, I don't know, you have to choose ones that you can wear for like 8 hours on end.
Yeah, because you don't have the option to just go back to your hotel room and change.
No.
Like, I wore my Vigar for the first time last weekend, and I'm very happy with how it came out, but it is wildly uncomfortable. But I was kind of like, I have to stay in it. I'm at a boot. You know what I mean? I'm working. Whereas if it was just a LeisureCon, I would have like been like, okay, bye.
Yeah, you can just go back and change.
Yeah.
I do that a lot. Like I did one on Friday up to C2E2, and I wore it for about 4 hours. And that was it. It was body paint, and I was just really sweaty and gross feeling. So I just went back to the room, took a shower, and came back down in regular clothes.
Having that freedom is nice, though.
Yeah, it's like, so nice. You don't feel trapped. Ugh. But, okay, so let's talk about before we head out to a convention.
Yeah.
How do you like prepare your costumes before you go, or you just kind of like put them in a box and see what happens when you get there?
So I used to do that. I used to just like, oh, we'll see what happens. But over the last like year or two, I've really been like working on my preparedness.
Yeah.
And so now, like a couple of nights before, I like to pull them all out, lay them out in the living room, make sure I have all the pieces. If there's something that needs to be repaired, that way I'm less stressed, because it's like you're supposed to be going to this thing to have fun regardless. But if you're like rushing last minute, or if you don't check and you get there and something's wrong, it just ruins the experience. So
yeah, I agree.
What about you?
I usually try to, because when I get home from a convention, I tend to just kind of stuff everything back in its box and not think about it until the next time I wear it.
Yep.
So by the time the next con comes around, I have to kind of make sure everything's there, make sure everything fits. Because some costumes, like my weight fluctuates a lot. So some costumes can be looser or tighter than others. And then the wigs, like I have to brush out all my wigs and stuff, make sure that I can travel with them so they can be styled.
Yeah.
So I try. I'm a lot better at that than I used to be.
Same. I think that's like I used to think that wasn't important, like that it was a waste of time to prepare. But since I've been doing it, I find that I've actually got more time and I'm less stressed because I'm preparing.
Yeah, it cuts down on a ton of stress. Like I can't tell you how many times I've gotten to a convention, put the costume on, realized that I forgot a piece.
Yep.
Or that something was ripped or something was broken.
Seems
so. Ugh.
Who knew that being prepared would be helpful?
Oh my goodness. So personally, when I travel with conventions, when I travel with costumes, I prefer to drive. Do you prefer to drive or fly?
I don't know. I prefer to fly because I like getting places quickly. I get a bit antsy on road trips sometimes. That's why I love our road trips, because we just talk so much that it just like goes forever or like goes fast. But like sometimes it just like goes forever. And when you get done with the convention, you just want to be home. And
that's true.
There's that. So, but I have struggled with keeping costumes together when flying, but I would say flying is my preference. Yeah. What about you?
I think it just depends on, I do like driving. I like driving the best, but it depends on the distance. Like I have a 10-hour limit.
Yeah.
If a convention's more than 10 hours away, and I know people are going to be like, 10 hours is so much.
Yeah.
But when I used to live in Michigan, my parents are still back in New Jersey, so I would go visit them every, like, a couple times a year. And it's about 10 hours drive. And I wanted to see my parents so bad that I just did it. So I got used to driving 10 hours at a time. And I just kind of kept doing it. I've been doing it for like 7 years now.
I would say 8 to 10 hours would be my limit too.
Yeah.
6 is even better. Like Dallas is 6 hours away. That's a pretty good.
That's ideal. I think 6 is ideal, but I feel like I'm about 9 to 10 hours away from everything. Like Chicago, Kentucky, like I think Austin is about 10 hours.
Yeah.
Denver's only about 7, so that's a lot better.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I go to a convention in any of those areas, I prefer definitely to drive. And it helps because I get so worried about my costumes getting broken.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hear like so many horror stories about cosplayers like opening their bag and their costumes just like wrecked.
Yep, been there. I've had at least 3 costumes decimated to the point where like I never rebuilt them.
Oh
I was just done with it.
Wow.
That's done.
I only had one, I think. I had to fly to PAX East, and I brought my Ayla the Huntress costume, and that was the first one that was made of resin and Bondo and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it was super hard, but when I opened up the suitcase when I got to Boston, it was like all cracked. Like the bracer was just like crushed almost.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like it needed to be remade anyway, but I still had to wear it for something.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of cobble it back together and wear it. But
I feel like when you put those notes in your luggage, like, hey, this stuff is important, please don't break it, they break it more.
Oh no.
Like I feel like sometimes that encourages them. Like,
I don't know if I ever have put one in, because I thought about that. I'm like, I don't want to like draw attention to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never tried to fly with like fake guns, but I feel like you'd need a note for fake guns.
I was gonna fly with that soldier gun once, and I contacted TSA, and they said that like gun, like things like that, like prop weapons, if you come like a day or two before you fly and show it to them, they can pre-check it. But they can't if you're connecting. So like what they told me, like I would be fine flying out of here with it. When I landed in Dallas, they were like, if they choose to destroy it, that's on you, won't know.
Wow.
And so I opted not to. I know a lot of people ship their costumes. That seems complicated.
I always worry about shipping stuff to hotels. I don't know why. I guess because I've never done it.
Yeah.
It's just
safe though.
It's just uncharted waters.
Scary.
All right. So let's talk about hotels, because hotels are a big part, obviously, of staying at a convention. Mm-hmm. There's a couple options when it comes to hotels when you go. You can do the host hotel, which is a hotel or a group of hotels that the convention will have a special group rate for or con rate for. And they're usually either attached to the convention center or very close. And then you also have like the surrounding hotels, like your Motel 6s and stuff like that. And then Airbnb. So is there a preferred option that you like to do?
I like being in the host hotel because I like to be like in everything. Like I like at C2E2, we just walk right downstairs and you're in it. So for Acon, we would always do the host hotel. And then the last time we went, we couldn't. We did a hotel about 5 miles away. And the difference in that experience for me was crazy.
Yeah.
Like it does make, but now we have like Airbnb, like there's so many other options as well.
Right.
But for me, host hotel, I prefer. What about you? Host hotel?
Yes, I would say definitely host hotel. Like if you can, obviously, if you cannot pay for the host hotel, that is fine. But I usually will leave room in my budget for doing the host hotel.
I think it's worth it.
Like, I think it is too.
You're usually closer to like food options, like downtown, and it's worth it for the convenience. Because like, okay, so if you get a hotel that's $60 cheaper a few miles away, or by the time you've gotten like Ubers and stuff, like you've spent that money.
Yeah. And I know that some cons, it's really hard to get the host hotels, which sucks.
Yeah.
Like Dragon Con, the mad rush for hotel rooms is crazy. But I don't know. If the closer you can get, I would say the better. Like try and find a good rate, of course, but try and get as close as possible because then it'll just save you a lot it'll even out, I guess.
Yeah. I also think it depends on like, you have to think like what cosplays are you taking? Because if you're taking something that's like a big giant armor build, but you're going to stay like 4 miles away, well, how are you getting are you getting dressed at the convention? How are you traveling? So like if you have really intensive big costumes that don't travel super well, like sitting down in that, if you're in the host hotel, you just walk down the stairs.
Yeah, it can be a lot easier. So I guess the biggest thing would be to plan ahead, maybe.
Yeah.
Even like a year out, like start saving up if you have to and make sure that you can get to a spot that's going to accommodate your costume and you as well. Your
whole experience will just be so much better.
Mm-hmm.
I think that also with the host hotels, like planning ahead, like when they can be crazy expensive, if you plan for roommates, you can split the room. Like I've personally, especially when I was younger and I didn't really have a whole lot of money, we would pack like 15 people into a hotel room
to
get that rate way down. I could never do that now.
Oh, no.
But when I was like 20, man, that was the jam. I've slept in bathtubs.
Oh my gosh.
But I only had to pay $20 for that weekend.
Holy smokes. Yeah, I always hear so many stories about people that are like, we got 10 people in our room, we got 12 people in our king size room or whatever.
Yep.
I just can't. I mean, obviously, if you want to go to the convention and you want it to be low cost, then I understand.
Yeah.
But I would rather stay home.
Well, my favorite thing about being like an adulty adult is like, oh, I don't have to have 1,000 people in my hotel room.
Oh my gosh.
This convention worth it.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, more power to you if you do that.
Yeah.
I cannot do that.
I appreciate space more as I get older.
Yeah, sure. I gotta have my space, like a human-sized amount of space in my bed, and just I don't know, nobody's sleeping all over the floor and stuff. It's just I don't know if it's getting older or just now that we've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
I think you start to want different things from your con experience.
I would agree with that because it's like, so maybe like, so for YetiCon, there's a couple of people in the room that I'm in, not like a ton, but like I'm good with that because it's a leisure con,
right.
It's not overcrowded, but if it's like guesting, like I have to wake up at 6 a.m. and get in costume, like I did that once in Kansas City years ago for Kansas City Comic Con, and we had like all of our like squad in the room, and it was like my first time guesting ever. Well, they're drunk. It's 4 a.m. and they're being loud, and I'm laying on the floor, literally crying. And they're so like having the best time of their life that they're not even paying attention. Like I don't know how many times I had to be like that, but they didn't take it. Like this is I don't know. Like it was new for me, so it was new for them. So they super didn't take what I was doing serious either. And I laid on this hard ass floor and just cried.
Oh no,
that was the worst. So no, I would not do that again.
Yeah, I think a big part of it for me too is discovering some things about myself. So I am a classic introvert. And I don't know, if I just get tired out by being around people. It can be someone that I love so much, but if I'm with them 24/7 for like 5 days straight, like I don't know, it just wears out my battery, and I need time to myself. And I need time to myself where people aren't going to be like, well, why is she up doing that? Like, why is she by herself? Like, I need to have roommates that understand that I need my alone time. And so we're not going to invite like a ton of people in the room.
Yeah, like people who respect, because it's like you're clear about what you want and what you need.
Yeah.
Like you're crystal clear. You convey that well. And so you need people who respect that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's why we usually do like 5 or less people in my rooms.
Yeah.
I think for YetiCon it's just me and Casey, actually.
That's the nicest.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if we even booked the room yet. I should probably do that.
Uh-oh. Please do. We'll just plan collabs.
But yeah, we're probably just going to get a little room for us just so we can hang out. Like, I just need that time to just chill out and process everything and relax.
Yeah.
Because I like to be at the top of my game when I'm hanging out with people.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's right. Like when we went on a trip to Belize and you had one of the, like we discussed ahead of time, the group of us that went, and those who were more introverted got the private rooms. And like, I slept in the living room because it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
But it's so important that you give people what they need.
Yeah.
So important.
And it's also important to not be afraid to ask for what you need. Like a lot of times I have a tendency to like not want to step on people's toes, or I'll be like, I'll feel bad like asking for that room. Like, I don't know, just because if it's like better in quotation marks that I'm doing with my hands in the air than the other rooms, then I'll feel bad about like trying to take the best room or something like that. But if you guys can work out what each roommate needs, then you guys can come to a really good conclusion. And after a while, after rooming with people for a while, you'll get to kind of become in tune to what your roommates need. Yeah. And it'll be a lot easier.
Yeah. It's like communication, man.
Yeah.
Never be afraid, like you said, never be afraid to ask for what you need. Because I would rather that, like, if we're traveling together, I would rather both of us be comfortable than maybe we have like a mishap in our friendship because we couldn't communicate effectively.
I agree. Yeah. I've been rooming with the same people for a couple of years now, probably since 2014.
Yeah.
And we can read each other like books. Like all I have to do is give them like a look and they're just like, oh yeah, okay. And then they'll ask whoever's in our room to leave because it's bedtime.
Please go.
And it's really nice. It's great because we all get along great, and I found people that I click with, and it works out really well. So I definitely suggest trying out. Don't be afraid to try out different roommates until you find ones that click with you, because I feel like that's really important. Like you spend a lot of your time, even though it's just, it might just be nighttime or morning. Like you don't want those night times and mornings to be awkward.
Yeah. Like you paid for that room too. If you're not comfortable and happy, then why it's not, your experience isn't going to be 100%.
All right. So now let's talk about when you actually get to the con floor, the main event.
The main event.
So do you like to carry a bag with you when you have your cosplay?
No, I don't. I'm bad about that in my everyday life anyway. Like I either put stuff in pockets or I have my husband carry it, which is why more often than I should as a 30-year-old woman, I end up in positions where I don't have my ID when I need it because I just hate carrying stuff.
You need
I don't know why.
Do cons with me because, more cons with me. I guess we do a lot of cons together, but I can be your bag lady.
Bag lady. Well, I'm really digging that fanny packs are coming back. I'm going to start making fanny packs for my cosplays, I think.
I did see fanny packs. I'm disturbed by the fact that people are carrying them on their shoulders.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
Is that a new thing? Am I the old lady in the room now?
I don't get it either. Like,
man, well, we could let's bring back the waist fanny packs because I feel like that's more practical. Because then you might as well just carry a purse.
Yeah. Like, if I have a fanny pack, it's to have hands-free. Also, it's called a fanny pack. It goes
on your fanny, whatever fanny means to you, it goes near it.
It's all correct.
It's in the vicinity. But I am the person that I am, so I carry a bag with me, and I like to carry my badge, of course, my badge and my phone. I carry like a reusable water bottle. I usually do like protein bars or some kind of snack. My wallet. Did I say wallet? I don't know, but wallet's very important because it has your ID in it and your money. Business cards, which I usually forget to bring my business cards, but I've been getting better at that lately. A pen or a marker because you never know when you need a pen or a marker. Pain relievers for shoe pain.
Yes.
And then whatever lipstick I'm wearing, powder and blood, not blush. Oh my gosh, what am I saying? Like, no, not a blush.
You
blush.
Might need it.
A makeup brush for your powder.
For your powder,
very good. And then you can also do like super glue or like repair items, things like that. Portable phone chargers are always good.
I am a fan of backpacks, so it has been a couple times where I've taken it. I don't know what it is about purses. I like purses, but like walk around the con floor.
Oh no. I never bring like that kind of bag. I always bring like a backpack bag or like a drawstring bag.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, those are way easier. And you can get ones that go with your costume too, or you can get ones that blend in, like a black one or like a brown one or whatever.
I've been working on putting more pockets in my cosplays, like big, deep
That's a good idea. That's an even better idea to have actual pockets in your costume, so you're not, if you're concerned about my character doesn't wear a backpack, then they can just have pockets.
Slide it right in there. I forgot to do that with Vygar. Like I prepped the costume for it, but never did it. And then we got to the convention, and I tried to put my hand in my pocket, and I was like, "Oh, it's not there yet."
Oh no!
But that's okay.
Yeah, I forgot to, or I did not add pockets to my Goth Jester dress. It's just a dress, so it would be really easy to add pockets into, but I did not do it. And so I had this like cumbersome backpack on all weekend, and I had to like swing it off my arm and open it up while I was carrying a prop and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was a time, let me tell you.
A time.
But what do you like to see on the con floor usually? What are your favorite things to look at? I
really love to see the artwork. Like, I'm a fan of so obviously I'm like a fan of Pikachu, but in that regard, I like to see like art of Pikachu by different artists, like different renditions of him, and just other things I like too. I'm just using him as an example, but I just like seeing people's like art styles. I also really like, I'm obsessed with these little backpacks you put all the pins in now. What are they called?
Oh, Eda bags?
Eda bags. I want one so bad. I love seeing those at shows, and I look at them every time, but I have yet to purchase.
Yeah, they're super cute.
What's your favorite thing to see?
I'd say artwork as well.
Yeah.
I love artwork. I buy so much artwork, and I don't have anywhere to hang it yet.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm going to hang it up in my craft room downstairs. I'll probably have to like rotate frames and stuff. But art is my favorite. I look for a lot of times like artwork of things I've cosplayed. I really I look for Elder Scrolls artwork, but I don't really see a lot of it these days, unfortunately. Yeah. But so yeah, make some more Elder Scrolls fan art so I can buy it.
Purchase.
And of course, Critical Role fan art is awesome as well. Yeah, I really enjoy seeing all the different styles.
Yeah.
C2E2 Artist Alley is amazing. There's just so many rows. It's really, really cool.
I don't even think we got through all of it last year. It was so cool.
I didn't get through all of it this year either. I only ended up buying one print because I was like, I'll get back to it later. I'll go on Sunday or whatever. And then we had our meet and greet thing, and that just took up, obviously worth it. But I didn't get to see, I had to leave before I got to see the rest of Artist Alley, but I just have to go online.
Yep.
Shop online.
That's a good point too. I always feel bad because I'll do that as well. Like, I'll be like rushing around and have like 5 minutes or 10 minutes to look at artwork, and I'll see some stuff and talk to an artist, and I'll be like, okay, I'm one of those people where I'll like either buy it then, or I'll be like, I'm coming back for this, and then I get so busy I don't, and I feel so bad. I know,
me too, because I know we talk about people that are like, I'll come back later, and they never come back later, and now we are those people.
Yeah, I don't mean to be, I swear.
I feel like the worst. But yes, we mean no harm.
No,
we love all your art. We wish we could buy it all.
I want to give you all my coin.
That's very true. So when we're in the dealer hall, do you get stopped a lot for photos in the dealer hall?
I think it depends what costume I'm in. You know what I mean? In Deku, I like can't move. Like you just, it's kind of like Critical Role. It's very, because my hero is like booming right now, and it's such a recognizable costume. Like, so it's kind of nice when I'm in something that's like just for me and a little bit more low key, and I can kind of swoop around more. I was surprised how many people knew who Vygar was, which we had a whole discussion at the GalaxyCon Richmond about how you say Vygar. Oh, and it's Vygar.
It is Vygar.
Like, the majority of the League of Legends like community that was chatting with me there says it's not Vygar, and they called Vagar. They said that's like the chaotic bad. How do you say it? The
chaotic evil.
Chaotic evil.
Okay, I was like trying to think of other things.
They were like, that's the chaotic evil way if you say Vagar. And
what does that even mean?
They were like, that's just the worst way to say it, I guess. So I was like, okay, Vygar. But my point being that I thought that would be a costume that wouldn't really get stopped, but the amount of people who knew what it was, which was super cool. That's good to be an unrecognized, or I thought it would be.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you see like an ebb and flow to that?
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the convention. C2E2, obviously, I'm just going to be in the same thing all day.
Yeah.
But sometimes I really like to go to the dealer hall in a costume that's not going to attract attention.
Yeah.
Because I like to shop, and I feel horrible if, I don't know, like I don't like blocking booths. I hate blocking booths so much, and I know artists don't like people blocking their booths.
No.
I don't like people blocking my booths.
Nope.
And like sometimes people will just, and I guess this is a suggestion for people who are attending to take photos of people. I guess try not to just like stop right in front of someone walking.
Yeah.
Block the whole walkway and be like, hey, can I take a picture? Because a lot of cosplayers will not stop you.
No.
But
people feel obligated to stop and just take the photo.
Yep.
Like, so it's part of your job to pull them to be like, hey, could you come over here? Can I get a photo of you?
I'll always be like, let's go to the entrance of the aisle where there's nobody, so we're not blocking anybody.
Yes.
So if someone does want to take my photo, I will do that because I want everyone to have open floor space.
Yeah. Also, in general, don't just stop abruptly. Like, especially at a busy show where like the traffic is thick. Like, if you're looking at a booth, step as close to that booth as possible. Don't just like, oh, stop. I mean, I know you can't help it. Sometimes you get excited, but try to be super aware.
Yeah. Being aware is really, really important because, like, I don't know, you want to be aware in crowds anyway, I think. Like, I usually try to, keep an eye on what's going on.
Yeah.
But I know it's hard sometimes, but just trying not to bump into people or, swinging around really fast or, like, just stopping abruptly to take a photo when there's people behind you and stuff. Just I guess just etiquette, basic etiquette is really good.
I think, like, I know you see, like, sometimes you get really excited when you see a cosplay of a character you love on the con floor, but I think the best place to take photos is usually, like, the lobby and, like, the hallways outside of the vendor hall, honestly. Besides the fact that the lighting's usually better, like, you're not going to interrupt that flow of traffic.
Yes, I agree. I know. Con floor photos are so hard.
Yeah, the lighting in there's never good.
It's horrendous. It's always like overhead, fluorescent lighting, usually yellowy. C2E2, the carpet is red. And it's so unflattering. Like, some people can do, like, nice if you, like, kind of alter the lights and stuff like that. I don't know whatever. But in general,
there's some gems.
There are some gems. But in general, try to, like, not I don't know.
If you want me to post, like, I get really when photographers, like, they take your photo on the con floor and then they're, like, excited because they think you're going to post it and tag them. Like, take me to somewhere. I will walk with you to take that photo because the likelihood of a con floor shot going on my social media is pretty low. Yeah, I'll share on my story all day, though. Yeah, I love sharing that stuff on my story. I have a specific kind of aesthetic that I, being the person that I am, have an aesthetic for my Instagram that I really like to stick to. Yeah. Well, exactly. But also don't ask cosplayers to go outside. Quick side note. Yeah. Like, a cosplayer that you don't know, don't be like, hey, I want to come over outside and we'll do some photos. Like, don't do that. Like, they're not there to work for you. Yeah, just kind of, if you walk over to a window or somewhere that has nice lighting or whatever, then feel free. And some may not mind, but I feel like, I don't know, I mean, I guess I can't speak for everybody, but, like, if a cosplayer, just basically, if you do ask a cosplayer to go outside and they say yes, that's great, but then when the next one says no, don't be rude to them as if they're, like, being a diva. Like, that nobody owes anybody photos or anything. And a lot of times cosplayers will be on the way to a panel or on the way to a photo shoot or just feeling tired or eating. Do not approach when they're eating. Yeah, no. If they don't want to take one, that's totally up to them. It's not like a reflection on you unless you're being weird. Then it is. But yeah, just don't worry about it. Go find someone else that is not busy and they'll be glad to take a photo with you. A lot of times I'll tell people, like, where I'm going or be like, I'll be back on the floor at, like, 3:00 or whatever. Feel free to find me then. Yeah. You'll get a better photo than me sitting down here. Yeah. Mouthful of bread. Yeah. Like, can we not? Also, if you see a cosplayer walking very quickly, they're probably trying to get somewhere. And if you step in front of them to ask for a photo, that's the most annoying. Oh, yeah. That's bad so manners. Rude. It's just bad manners. Mm-hmm. Like, no, clearly I'm going somewhere quickly. Yeah. And it's not nice to the cosplayers who don't feel like maybe they aren't, like, they don't feel comfortable being assertive. So maybe they're not going to be like, no, please don't do that. Like I would. They may just say, oh, yeah. And then they're meant to feel comfortable. Yeah. And then they'll be late to what they're getting to. So just be aware, guys. Mm-hmm. Another thing that we should probably talk about is when people take their photos with you, how they should probably act when they take photos with you. So, yes. So one of the things that I thought was crazy cool was in GalaxyCon Richmond, every single person, literally every single person who took a photo with me asked if they could touch me first. Wow. Or stand close to me. Like, it was so, I was just like, I don't know who's been training this community, but 10 out of 10 job. You're doing a good job, yeah. Man. Wow. So to stop that, one of the things I've started doing is before they can even put their arm around me, I'll say, hey, do you mind if I put my arm on your shoulder? And I'll put my elbow on their shoulder, like a buddy. Yeah. Like that. And then they're very unlikely to put their arm around me. Interesting. I usually do like a really high
triangle hands on hips.
Yeah.
Like really high up, like so my elbows are sticking way out.
You can't get close to me.
And then I'll just kind of put my elbow like right where their torso is so they can't like kind of, and if they try and lower their hand down, I'll just kind of like bend my body. It's really hard to explain without showing.
Contort.
But I'll like bend my body down and kind of like move the arm like up so it gets up onto my shoulder. It's a whole maneuver that I've perfected.
Defense mechanism.
I can show you sometime if you really want to.
You should do a tutorial video.
I should.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
I find, and I don't know if you find the same, I'd be interested to know, but I, especially at GalaxyCon Richmond, I was thinking about this because everyone asked, like, do you mind if I put my arm around you?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. So I said yes every time because I felt comfortable doing so. Like, you asked, you were respectful. How do you, is you hard line on that? Is it depend on the situation?
So I have had people ask before, and I always tell them to put it around my shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just be like, oh yeah, if you put your hand on my shoulder, that's cool, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they'll do that. So I don't like anything lower than that.
Yeah.
Because like dudes will try to like grab your waist or whatever and try to sneak a hand and stuff. And that's just don't do that, people. If
you hold me too tightly, or if I've said yes, if you hold my waist too tightly or slide your hand down, we're not taking that photo because I've already moved away from you.
Yeah, like I've had situations where someone will try to do that and I'll just kind of like inch away and they'll be like act confused. And like one time it happened and there were some of my girlfriends around me and they like quick thinking were like, hey, why don't you hold her prop? And he was like, okay, because he was getting kind of like, well, what am I supposed to do? You know, like, I'll put your arm around me because I wasn't comfortable enough at that point in time to be like, to tell him no.
Yeah.
I guess I think this was 2015, but nowadays I feel like I've gotten a lot more assertive and not in a mean way, of course, like unless they're being real nasty, but I'll just, calmly and nicely be like, hey, let's put our arms around my shoulder. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. There's power in being assertive. It doesn't mean you're being aggressive.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
But like, speak up for yourself, man.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes women, we can be read as aggressive when we're only being assertive.
Yeah.
So I think people just have to kind of get used to like not being able to just put your hands all over.
Yeah. Like we've never met before, sir.
Yeah.
Please. the prop point that's another thing too. Like I like to hand my props to people.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That busies their hands.
Yep. And before anyone can say anything, yes, they can have this happen too.
Oh yeah.
I've known men that have gotten like their butts grabbed and stuff by people, and it's just don't touch people.
Yeah, no. We guested last summer together with a male cosplayer, and he had lines and lines of girls. He's a very well-known male cosplayer, and I would look over, and some of those young girls were gropey. Like he shouldn't have had. That is also like abusive.
Yeah,
like
sexual harassment.
Yeah, like can we not? Don't touch people. You don't know these people.
Yeah, just treat everyone the same. Treat them like people that you respect. Yeah. And don't touch people without asking. And if they say no, don't get mad.
Yeah. People are
easy as that, right?
Yeah, it should be. But yeah, 10 out of 10 to Richmond. You guys got it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There. Yeah.
All right. So now that we've spoken on how hard it is to get around in cosplay without a bag or without somebody helping you, let's talk about our cosplay handlers.
Oh,
very important subject.
Some of the most important people in our community.
Yes. So basically what a handler is somebody who helps the cosplayer basically get around. Cosplayers, it's really hard for us to carry all the stuff we need, to move around, go to the bathroom, get food, things like that, even eat sometimes.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Depending on how like complicated the costume is, handlers can do everything from just make sure that people don't bump into you to like helping you function as a human being entirely.
Hand out your business cards.
Yeah.
Alert you to someone that wants to talk to you if you can't like see very well in your costume.
Yep.
Things like that. They're really, really important. And whenever I don't have a handler, I'm always just like, oh no, what am I going to do?
Yeah. Like they are like, as far as I'm aware, like I don't know of many handlers that get paid, but I honestly think they should be paid.
They deserve the world.
Like they deserve the world. We wouldn't be able to do the things that we do without them.
And we're basically helpless.
Yeah.
Like depending on your costume, you can be helpless without somebody to help you.
Yeah. And they're taking time out of their day and con experience to support you and what you're doing.
Exactly. My husband is usually my handler. And props to him.
Yeah.
He always jokes around. He's like, I am a professional coat hanger.
Yep.
Or purse hanger or something like that. Because he just helps me so much. Like, he'll have like a little backpack, and he'll carry all the stuff that I just talked about in my con bag. He will have in his backpack, so I don't have to carry it.
Yeah.
And it's great. They'll go get us lunch and coffee, all that stuff. So yeah, I guess it's probably really important to talk about how to treat your handlers, because sometimes people get handlers that they don't really know very well, or like they'll be assigned a handler and it may not be somebody that you know. And even if it is somebody you know, whoever it is, you got to treat them with the absolute most respect in the entire universe.
Yes.
Those people are your lifeline when you're in costume.
I think part of the problem with the way people sometimes can treat handlers is, like, maybe they've never been a handler themselves. Maybe they don't. And granted, I mean, I've helped out, I guess. I've never really done, like, the whole handler thing. But it is still crystal clear to me that if I step outside of myself and really think about the things these people are doing for me out of their time and their lives, especially if they're not getting paid, they're like volunteer handlers, like, oh my God, how wonderful is that? Like,
yeah, like all they're doing is standing around, helping you out if you need it. Like, I've played handler for some of my friends before, and it's a job in itself, pretty much. Like, your whole purpose is to make sure that they are comfortable and doing well, and like eating and making sure they're okay for if they're going to prejudging, if they're in the contest or things like that. Like, that's basically your whole day.
Yeah.
And it's work, but it's like, it's worth it. But if you are the cosplayer, you need to make that experience as good as possible for the handler. Like, the handler is not there to like bow to your every whim.
No.
Not there to like be spoken to rudely. Like, don't just treat your handlers like normal people, like friends that are helping you out.
They're not your servants.
No, they're not your servants. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, we shouldn't even need to be talking about this, but
yeah, here we are.
But here we are. But yeah, just a reminder, treat your handlers with respect. Handlers, please feel free to assert yourself too.
Yeah.
If the person is not treating you very well. Like, I know it's really hard and it can be awkward and stuff, but even if you don't do it in the moment, maybe afterwards, be like, I don't think this is going to really work out for the future.
Yeah.
Handling and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, like, reach out to them and tell them like what they did. That here's my thing.
They might not even realize it too.
Yeah, for sure. But they should, because when outside people are watching a handler and cosplayer dynamic and see that handler is blatantly being treated badly, that reflects on the cosplayer.
It does.
Like, as it should.
The community is very small, so like, I don't know, things like that can spread really fast.
Yeah. So I think communication is wildly important. Like you said, like, talk to the cosplayer, make sure they're aware of what happened.
Yeah, so they can maybe change or like, I don't know, do better in the future and stuff. Because I guess all of this comes down to just treat people nicely. Like, kindly. Be kind to people.
Yeah, which doesn't feel that difficult.
No, it really doesn't. But, oh well, all we can do is kind of help people move toward that in the future, I guess.
Yeah. And communication. A lot of the issues in all communities can be solved with some real solid communication. Like assertive conversation.
I completely agree.
Like, April, when you do this, it makes me feel this way.
Like, oh no, I'm sorry. I'll do better next time.
Thank you. I appreciate that, April. Wow, that was easy.
So easy.
So easy.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about after the convention hours. Yes. When do you usually go back up to your room? Like, do you have a time limit that you spend on the floor where you're like, all right, I'm ready to go back up to my room? I know it's kind of like whenever we want.
Yeah.
But do you usually like to spend a certain amount of time on the floor to like kind of make your rounds and stuff?
I don't know. I really liked last year at C2E2 because I felt like you and I got to the same place at the same time. Like, before I was even like said anything, I would like look at you and we'd both be like, yeah.
It's like connected at the brain.
Yeah, it's time to take a break. Because it's kind of nice to be able to do that. Like, you do a couple hours on the floor and then you go back, and I like doing it, I guess, between like segments. So like, I'm out in cosplay, showing off my cosplay, I'm going to go back and I'm going to change. And now I'm going to go maybe do some shopping. And now I'm going to go back and chill. And now I'm going to go like hang out with people for the after party stuff, whatever it may be. Same
here. Because I usually, it depends on the costume, how long I can last in it. Mm-hmm. Some costumes I can last like 6-7 hours in or whatever. But some of them are about a 4-hour limit, depending on like body paint and shoes and stuff. So I usually go back up to the room at least once during the day to eat, especially if I am not in a place where I want to eat the food that they have at the convention. So I'll go back up, have a snack or lunch or whatever, and then I'll decide what I want to do after that. Sometimes I'll decide to take off the costume and just put on regular clothes and go shopping. And other times I will just kind of adjust things and go back down. Yeah. So it really just depends on how tired I am, how the costume's feeling, if something broke or something on the floor. But it really depends.
I used to be very, like, I wouldn't get out of costume. Like, if I would go up to the hotel room and chill, like, the ACONs I would go to, but I would never get out of costume because I would feel left out, like, if I did.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's, like, liberating.
Right.
It's like,
I know, I kind of feel happy, like, if I change out and then my friend needs a handler, I'm just like, oh, okay, I can go back down and go hang out with everybody and still be, like, in everything and, like, around everybody, but I'm comfortable.
Yeah, you can move all your limbs.
Yeah, I can sit down. It's
wow.
But, yeah, usually I'll go back up to the room, like, for good around 4 or 5. 4 o'clock if I have body paint on, I need to take a full, like, body paint removal shower. But usually around 5 o'clock.
It's like a good time. So it's like before dinner, time to chill out for a little bit.
Yeah, because I'm also, I don't like wearing my cosplay makeup out, I guess. Yeah. Especially if I have, like, dark eyebrows or something, like, or something crazy. Especially body paint. I'm not that kind of person. I like to blend in when I go out.
Yeah.
So I'll take a full shower, remove my face, put a face back on, and then get ready to go outside.
It depends how, like, dedicated I am to going out. Like, like sometimes I'm just so tired, but I really need food and want to go say hi to people. Yeah. So I will take my wig off and my hair is super blonde and my eyebrows are, like, bright purple. And I'm just like, take me as I am. I'm too tired.
Oh my goodness.
If I take my makeup off, it's not going back on. I'm going to bed.
I mean, yeah, that's yeah. I guess at least at conventions, like, everybody knows. Like, if you see someone come downstairs with no makeup on, you're just like, oh yeah, they're done.
Yeah, they're done.
They still want to hang out, but they're done with makeup.
Yep.
And it's cool because everyone kind of understands.
Yeah.
I think I have, like, that thing in my brain where I'm just like, I want to look pretty.
Yeah.
I want to look nice. But I don't know. It just depends. If I sit, like, sometimes I'll go back up to the room in costume and I won't be able to sit down on the bed because if I sit down, I won't be able to get back up.
Yeah.
And I will want to take the costume off.
Yep.
But
especially if, I don't know why I've got to think about Impractical Jokers. Like, it's my husband's like favorite, because it's always on in hotel rooms. Like, we never watch it at home, but it's, like, always on. It's like Saturday night at Richmond. Like, we had dinner in the hotel lobby, but, like, the cosplay contest and stuff were still going on because I didn't have to be a part of that for this one. So we just had chill time before everyone got back. But by the time people were back at the hotel, we were already 4 episodes in bed. Man. Like, no, it's done. Like, if that show's on TV, I'm sorry, I can't come to your party.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome. So I guess I meant to talk about this earlier, but I want to talk about things that we keep in our rooms, I guess.
Oh, yes.
Like stuff that you really like to have when you are in your hotel room, like supplies or anything like that. Because over the years, I have, I guess, compiled a list of things that I always bring now. So I really love to have a pop-up trash can. And that is really great for, because the hotel trash cans are so tiny.
Yeah.
And we create a lot of trash. Like, I've been trying to, like, slowly, like, create less trash. Like, I also, like, my newest thing that I bring is, like, a 2.5 gallon water jug that has, like, a little spigot at the bottom.
Yeah.
Where you can refill your bottle, and I'll bring, like, a reusable bottle and just use that all weekend.
So you're not buying bottle after bottle.
Yeah, you're not throwing away, like, 20,000 plastic bottles.
Yeah.
So that's a really good one. And then, actually, I thought about bringing 2 trash cans, like one to collect, like, recyclables and the other one to collect trash.
Yeah.
Just so I can, if I'm driving, I would literally bring that home and take it to my recycling center. But, because I don't know how they do that at hotels. So I really like doing that. And the pop-up trash cans, they're always in, like, the laundry section or, like, the back-to-school section. They're always in, like, the dorm room section at, like, Target. And they're easy to pack. They like, go flat, so it's really great.
Also, like, I feel like the hotel staff super appreciates it. Like,
yes,
don't leave your room trashed, man.
Yeah, that is.
I hate that.
Oh my gosh. Respect your hotel rooms, please.
Yeah. Like, how hard? I try to always, like, even if I don't have, like, if I'm just using the hotel trash can, I fill that as much as I can. But then I've always got, like, a Walmart bag or something, so the rest of the trash is going to go that. I'm going to empty any cans we have, and it's all going to be in a nice, neat little pile beside the trash can.
Yep.
And the rest of the room is going to be clean. Like, don't do it.
Yeah.
It's so rude.
And it's also rude to your roommates. Like,
yeah.
Don't just, like, leave your crap everywhere. Like, I used to be notorious for spreading out my entire makeup collection all over the bathroom counter.
Same.
But I have since stopped doing that.
But you know what helped me stop doing things like that? People being assertive with me and telling me, Sophie, I don't like it when you do this. And then I went, yeah, that sucks, huh? My bad.
I don't remember why I stopped. I think I might have just had a self-realization, like, wow, I don't want my room to be messy. I don't want these people, like, looking at my messy counter.
Oops.
Home ownership. That'll do it to you.
Yep. Yeah, no, I agree with, like, also coffee. Like, bringing my own coffee.
And if you bring loose coffee, bring, like, a French press or something, because a lot of times the coffee machines at hotels are only, like, the pods or, like, the little bags.
Yeah.
I don't know where to buy those bags. And I don't know, like, you don't know what kind of coffee maker your hotel's going to have when you get there. So if you just bring your own, then it's just a lot easier. This is all, like, for driving. Like, flying, it's a little...
Yeah, I get, though, you can get them for regular coffee. They're, like, keto coffee packets with the powder in it. And then I use the coffee pot just to boil the water, so I don't put any coffee in it. So it heats the water up, and then I can just dump it in there.
Oh, yeah. I actually brought some instant packets to C2E2, and I did that same thing.
Yeah.
I forgot about it until just now.
It's so easy.
Yeah, it's really nice. It doesn't take up much space, I guess. Like, if you're flying, you don't want to bring a whole coffee maker.
Yeah, I would, though. I
love
coffee very much. And Starbucks gets quite expensive.
It does. A fabric steamer is also another thing to have, like a really good thing to have, because your costumes are going to get wrinkly in transit.
See,
I guarantee it.
I have one, and I never take it anywhere with me, and I need to. Like, that is a really good idea. Usually my roommates will bring them. So I'll be like, who's bringing the fabric steamer? And if no one else is bringing the fabric steamer, I'll bring it. Yeah.
So it's good to, like, kind of know. And also, like, repair kits, sewing kits, things like that.
Yes.
They're always good.
Even if you're like, oh, I don't need it, bring it anyway.
Yep.
Because the time where you're
especially if you're driving, you don't have, like, baggage limits.
Yeah, there's no excuse not to have that in there.
Yeah.
I bought a little, like, plastic toolkit from Walmart. It's like an empty, like little plastic toolbox. It's like pink.
Yeah.
And I just that's always stocked with everything I need. So it's at home, I don't touch it, and I just grab and go.
Perfect. That's awesome. Yeah, I've started to do that with my toiletry bag.
Yeah.
Like, I've started buying, like, minis of stuff, like minis of, like, whatever makeup I use, and just, like, pop it in there, and then I'll just be able to just put a couple things in, and then it'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier.
Ease of packing.
Oh my gosh. So let's see. So do you usually like to hang out in the lobby after? Because, okay, let's talk about lobby conning, I guess.
Lobby
conning. Because maybe people don't really know what it is. So basically, lobby conning is just hanging out in the lobby of whatever the main hotel is after hours, like after dinner. Everyone just kind of goes down there. Some people will drink. Some people will just hang out, people watch, which is fun.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
It's always fun. So do you usually like to do that, or do you, like, pick and choose what days you do it?
I do. I prefer to, because I just think it's, like, it's such a chill atmosphere. You just walk down, like, going back to, like, being in the host hotel. Like, if you're in the host hotel, you just go down the elevator, you get out, and you're just hanging out with your friends. And it's very, like, you're not at a bar, so you don't feel pressured to drink if maybe you don't want to at that time. You also, like, if you're at a show where, like, you don't know a ton of people super well and you're, like, making new friends, like, you don't have to be worried about how am I getting back to my hotel by myself.
Right.
That's a big thing for me. Is it, like, I prefer it to be right there. Hop out of the elevator, hang out, say hey, I can go to bed, whatever.
Yeah, it's nice. Like, you can do, like, Uber and stuff.
Yeah.
But I find that if I am not staying at the host hotel, I do not do LobbyCon.
No,
I just go back to my hotel room.
Yeah, for safety reasons, honestly.
Yeah, like, I don't want to, like, I know you can Uber and stuff, but I just don't feel like I want to do that if I'm not, like, right there.
Yeah. There's been a couple times, like, I've walked across the road to another hotel to meet up with, like, really good friends.
Right.
But, like, especially, like, if you're in a new place and you don't super know a lot of people, like, it's great to connect with new people, but I'm not always super comfortable going that far out by myself.
Yeah. Especially if it's only going to be for, like, an hour or something.
Yeah.
If I'm not at that hotel, then I usually don't stay out as late.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of go back and chill a little bit.
Do you prefer LobbyCon to, like, dedicated after parties? Because I would say I do.
I do.
Yeah.
Like, after parties, I don't know, like, I don't like having to, like, they never start till, like, 8 or 9 or whatever, and I don't like stuff that starts at, like, 9 p.m., especially if I have to go out to get to the place, and then I have to worry about, like, okay, so how long am I going to stay out? When do I have to get my Uber to go back?
Yeah.
And it's usually in, like, a really crowded club, and I don't really like clubs.
Yeah.
I don't know, it can get a little bit much. And there's nowhere to, like, escape to. You can't just, like, be like, all right, I'm going to go back up to my room now. Bye.
Yeah.
So I would say lobby is better. But I guess lobbies can get pretty wild, too, depending on the con.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed cons who do after parties. Like, I do enjoy, like, a high energy after party. But I find that most shows don't do enough to support their after party. And so sometimes you go all the way from your hotel to the after party and there's, like, no one there because very few people knew about it.
Yeah.
And in that case, I would much rather just be in the lobby chilling with people.
Yeah, because people usually will be down there anyway.
Yeah.
Just for something to do. They don't know if there's anything going on.
I really liked it. So what GalaxyCon did is, so their events, like, their vendor hall closes, but their, like, panels and programming goes on until, like, 1 a.m. And they do a VIP open bar.
Oh.
So for the first 2 hours, it's VIP only. So attendees who bought their VIPs and guests. It's an open bar. You just hang out. There's, like, a little bit of karaoke going on, but it's right there in the convention center.
Oh, wow.
So, like, you're already, which is connected to, like, all the hotels. So it's much more highly attended and it feels really safe because it's not in, like, a random bar you don't know. The amount of, like, after parties I've gone to for shows that were, like, mandatory and they were in back alleys.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, no.
Mandatory after parties.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, don't send me. In Texas, one was, like, it was off of a highway and it was, like, they didn't even have, like, a bar. They were selling stuff they bought at Walmart.
Oh,
it was the weirdest experience. And it wasn't, like, fun, eclectic. It was just, like, I'm in danger.
Oh, my gosh.
But yeah, I thought that was really cool that GalaxyCon did that because I was like, oh, where do we have to, go to for it? And they were like, nope, it's right up here. And I was like, oh, I will go have a drink.
Yeah, that's great. That's really great.
Yeah.
Good job, GalaxyCon.
Yeah.
I'll have to check out one of their cons someday.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah. Do you usually, how late do you like to stay up at conventions usually? Or has that changed over the years?
It's changed over the years. So back in the early ACON days, you couldn't get me to go to bed. I mean, I was up literally all night, like, being a crazy, like, anime kid. Whereas now, like, especially if we're talking, like, for fun, like, I'm going to stay out a little bit later because I don't have to get up and get in costume at a certain time.
Yeah.
So, like, even, like, I was going to say, like, 1 or 2, but that's, like, pushing it for me now because I love sleep almost more than I love anything else in my life. And I don't want to sleep all day and miss the show. So I try to keep it, like, midnight's a pretty good time to be like, all right, it's time to head back. Because otherwise I'm notorious for sleeping, like, forever. So I'll sleep into, April
sleeps through every alarm ever.
Yeah, I'm the worst. So I need to get to bed at a good time so that I can wake up and be present and so that my roommates aren't like, Sophie slept through 50 alarms. I think she's dead.
And her alarm is just this really loud, abrasive alarm noise.
I know it's the worst. But it does not wake me up. I'm so attuned to it. So
funny.
For me, like, midnight's a pretty good time now. Sometimes I get a little wild and stay out a little later.
Yeah.
It just depends on the circumstances too.
Same.
Like, how much fun am I having? Like, what about you?
I'm usually like 11 to 12.
Yeah.
Like, I start thinking about bed at like 11 and then I'll, like, start winding down and then I usually try and leave wherever I'm at, like 12.
Yeah.
And then 1 is like the absolute latest that I would like to be in bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes it ends up being later than that due to situations, like, out of your control or, like, someone stops you and you can't get away.
Yeah. I think it was, I can't remember, but I don't mind if it's really high energy and everyone's having a great time. I will just kind of, like, throw caution to the wind a little bit and be like, whatever, I'm just going to stay out.
Yeah.
But, like, I always pay for that the next day. So it'd be like 4 a.m. and get in bed and I'm like, oh, I had a great night. This was worth it. And then when I'm trying to wake up at 9, I'm like, kill me. I'm out of commission.
Yep. Oh, man. Yeah, we like our sleep these days.
Yes, I do. I love sleep.
I really value it.
I wish I was asleep right now. Actually, I'm very tired.
I know. I feel like this whole week I've been like, if I close my eyes, I could just be out right now.
Yeah. On the way
crazy.
Back from Joanne's the other day, I literally closed I wasn't driving. But I, like, was laying there and I was like, I'm so tired, my head hurts. And I closed my eyes and I dozed off. And I never do that. So I was like, I'm really tired.
What's going on? Changing seasons, maybe?
Spring this year.
Crazy.
So
now, speaking of changing seasons, I don't know if this really is relevant or whatever, but, let's talk about our health at conventions, because health is very important, especially, it should be important always, but people are really talking about it nowadays.
Yeah.
So yeah, wash your hands.
Yeah, guys, coronavirus. Wash your hands.
Oh my gosh.
Be aware. The fact that it took this worldwide virus, I don't want to say pandemic because I don't believe it's pandemic just yet. It's bad, but
whatever the thing that is happening is right now.
The fact that this is, people are like, oh, I should wash my hands. What? You weren't before?
Oh my gosh, it's insane.
You should always have, even whether you're just attending conventions or guests, you would always have Puracell with you.
Yes.
And it doesn't, I know it's not the best thing in the world, but it's something.
Yeah. Alcohol-based hand sanitizer is great.
Yes.
Wash your hands when you can. I know some costumes you cannot wash your hands, but try to, I guess.
Yes.
I don't know. I guess I don't really have a solution for if you have a body glove on gloves on.
I can tell you what not to do. Don't lick your body glove in an attempt to use your phone screen.
Oh, no.
Sophie used to do that all the time. I thought I was so clever. I was like, oh, look, if I lick my finger, I can use my phone again.
My finger has touched every surface in the convention center.
Oh, my God. My immune system might be really good now, though.
Oh, my gosh.
A really cool thing that I just read recently, and I've started doing it, especially with all of this going on, but I intend to continue doing it, is when you're washing your hands, sing happy birthday twice.
Yep.
So then
I've seen tweets about that.
Yeah, your hands get super clean and you feel extra special.
Now it's your birthday.
Every day.
Except it's not because you don't have any gifts.
No, but the gift is
your health is the gift.
Not getting the virus is my gift.
That's the gift. All right. Perfect. But yeah, so definitely bring hand sanitizer. Use it often as you can. Wash your hands as often as you can. Mm-hmm. Try not to touch surfaces that you don't think are clean,
don't touch your face,
banisters as you're going down the stairs.
Oh, I'm more so that. Do you just touch everything? I do that.
I used to. Now I don't because I'm scared.
No,
I'm just oh, I can't be touching everything anymore.
Be afraid also.
Don't touch your face. I am notorious for touching my face and picking and stuff, touching my face.
Yep.
So don't do that. I've been trying to get better at not doing that.
Me
and if
too.
you do touch your face, wash your hands. Limit hugs, I guess, handshakes and stuff, touching people's skin. Don't let people's faces get too close to your face. It's hard, especially LobbyCon, if someone's super drunk and they're talking right in your face.
Yeah.
You're just leave me alone, please. I don't want to catch your disease.
You're gonna give me disease.
It's just too close. So yeah, be smart about staying clean.
Yeah. And honestly, when it comes to con crowd, that's a thing that happens all the time, not just now. But I used to get sick all the time after conventions. I was always had awful con crowd. Part of one of the things I did that helped that is getting more sleep. When you're run down and you're stressed and you've been going all week, your immune system's low. Take care of yourself.
Drink your water. Water is also really important for that. Stay hydrated.
Get those electrolytes.
Yep. Yes. Also, take your vitamins. Airborne, Zicam. I'm always handing out Zicams the candy at conventions.
Yeah. You want this?
Yeah. Do everything you can. Sometimes you will still get sick. Sometimes you'll still get a cold.
Yeah.
I still got a cold after a con. But you can do your best to either make it go away faster or kind of stave it off a little bit.
Yeah.
Not catch something worse.
If we each choose to be responsible for our own hygiene, everyone will be good.
Yeah. I mean, and also, I don't want to, I want to talk about people that are, immunocompromised.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't know, I can't really speak to that because my immune system is working normal-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, be aware of people that are immunocompromised. If you are sick, do not go to a con.
Yeah.
Don't go somewhere when you're sick. I don't know. Because you could give it to somebody and that person might end up in the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's so one of the things I've been thinking about a lot is with this whole coronavirus thing, they've been talking about masks and how, because we don't have a ton of them, sick people should wear masks.
Yes.
Well, if you are at a convention and it's Saturday and you got sick, you can't help it. It happens. We just get sick on. I keep masks in my bag now. I don't use them, but they're there in case I need them because then you're protecting those who may be immunocompromised from your germs.
Yeah. And maybe don't go to the lobby or whatever, anywhere that's going to be really crowded. just try and look out for the people around you because they deserve to enjoy conventions too.
Yeah. like basic human decency.
Yeah, don't put them at risk just because you want to go to the bar when you're sick. It's not worth it.
Someone can bring you a drink to your room. You'll be fine.
Oh yeah, room service. Do it.
Yeah. Find the other sick people and have a little room party. Yeah, wear your mask. You can put illustrations on your mask, funny little faces. Oh, I love it.
Make the best of it.
Yeah.
If you get con crud while still at a con.
Sick party.
Oh man.
But yeah, like think about others around you too.
Yep. Try to be clean. Don't risk put anyone else at risk. Put anyone else at risk.
Else. I like that.
Speaking would be great. But yeah, that's probably about it for that. I think we've covered most of the things that we wanted to talk about in regards to conventions for fun.
I think so too. I feel good about it.
Yeah, we recommend going to conventions.
Oh my gosh,
I know like conventions are growing like crazy. Just it's awesome. It's really exciting to see things like that become mainstream kind of. It's really cool. Like now when you say that you go to conventions, people aren't like, a what?
A what?
What's that?
Is that a sex
Some
thing?
people still sometimes. I mean, some conventions, there are conventions for that.
Man, if you're into it, there's a convention for you.
Yeah, there's conventions for everything. But find the convention that works for you. Do some Googling. See if there's anything in your area. That's about it.
Do it. Go. Meet friends. Make community. Like,
be cool.
Be cool. 99.9% of those people at the conventions are there to make friends also.
Yep.
So
it's
many
really
buddies.
Fun. All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed hearing us blab on about our convention experiences.
Yeah.
Let us know how we're doing, if we're doing well, with a 5-star review. If you don't want to give us a 5-star review, don't give us a review at all.
Yes, please do. Oh.
We like the positivity here.
Yeah, please don't.
Don't tell us we're doing anything bad.
It is really nice how many people have been coming up to us at shows. So April was in Chicago and I was in Virginia, and both of us separately had people in those areas coming up and saying they love this podcast. So I just wanted to say, like, thank you. That's so cool.
Yep.
But we love your review also.
Yeah, tell us that we're awesome because we like being flattered.
Flatter me.
I mean, we are cosplayers after all, so. Oh my goodness. All right, so if you want to find us on social media, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Patreon, and OnlyFans, and Twitch and YouTube. Wherever you feel like going, type in my name and see what comes up. It'll be a fun game.
It'll be a fun game. Same for me. Wherever content is created, we exist.
Yep.
It's Oh My Sophie, I, not IE, please.
Not Sophia.
Please. Oh my, please.
Oh my goodness. And let us know if there are any subjects you want us to cover. We are taking suggestions.
Yeah.
We have a long list, but we always want to know what you guys want to hear. So we're very interested in that. But yeah, till next time, we will see you guys later.
Goodbye.
Bye.